What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Boosted Lucky, and in today's video I really want to go over things that people should know before getting into cars. So this can range from anything as far as being how to change your tires, change your oil, car scene stuff, cop stuff, etc. So today I'm going to give you a brief overview of all those things that I think are really important and that people should know. So the first thing you should know if you're going to try to be a car enthusiast is that number one, this stuff is expensive. I'm not talking, a few $100s. I'm saying that let's say you want to go buy your favorite pair of shoes. One throttle body for at least my car being a Hellcat costs almost $1,000 if I want to get that thing just in black. It is very expensive, especially if something breaks. That ticket is even higher. So that's something you should know right off the bat, that getting into cars, getting the really good stuff is really expensive, and it's something that make sure that you're financially savvy about so that you can afford to not only enjoy your car but be able to still drive it if something breaks. For me, I have a 1,000 horsepower Hellcat. We just did a lot more mods on it, upgraded supercharger, pulleys, E85, all of that stuff. If that sounds like a foreign language to you, don't worry. In the future videos I'll explain all of this stuff, and hopefully you'll be able to watch and take in this knowledge just like everybody else has. My car, like I said, is a 1,000 horsepower Hellcat, and it breaks constantly. I daily drive my car. I thoroughly enjoy it, but I do beat on it a bunch, and stuff breaks, stuff happens, and that's just a part of it. The next thing I want to move into is that, man, some people in the car scene really suck, but there's also some really good people. It really offsets itself. You just have to really weed your way through all the bull crap and through all the toxic people, and get to hanging around some people that you really enjoy their company. They make you laugh. They're the reasons why you are in the car scene. They make things fun for you. Just know that some people suck, some people are really awesome. You just got to find out who those people are. True colors will eventually show, and you'll know how to move accordingly and protect your sanity as a car enthusiast and as a person. So another thing I think people should really understand is that there's a difference between the racing scene, car show scene, and takeover scene. So there's a big difference between all three of those, but of course they all come back to the same thing as them being cars, and people are trying to be car enthusiasts. With the racing scene, typically with those cars, you'll see that they look pretty much bone stock on the outside, other than like a wheel and tire setup. Big tires in the back, small tires in the front. Some people rock normal tires all the way around. If you're doing that, you're probably not making that much power because you're able to put all that down to the ground without having a beefy tire setup. But nonetheless, the racing scene, for the most part, the outside of their cars are going to look stock, but the inside is where all the magic happens. Car show car scene, it's more so an aesthetic kind of thing, and people are going to throw all these kind of modifications on their car, whether they're slamming their cars all the way down to the ground, super long exhaust, stance wheels, wide body kit, big vinyl wrap, the RGB lights, and all that kind of stuff. Things that are visually appealing and that they think that would help them in a car show kind of scene. That's what they're going to put on their cars because maybe they're going after a trophy, maybe it's just something they personally enjoy, whatever. Not every single car in that genre is very, very fast. It's more so, like I said, about the looks. The racing scene, that's where being fast matters the most, and the car show scene is where looking super cool is what matters the most for them. But then you have the takeover scene, where these drivers are going out here taking over intersections, doing donuts in parking lots, and really just trying to do what the name sounds like, take over. And they've been making the other two car scenes look kind of bad because of the fact that people are out there getting killed, people are out there getting hit, taking over public intersections and stuff like that. And the safest route if you're going to get into cars and be a real car enthusiast, I'm going to let you know right off the bat, is the car show. People die in the racing scene just like some people die in the takeover scene. In the takeover scene, you'll typically see a bunch of clapped out cars going around doing donuts with fireworks, shooting guns, etc. It's a lot more violent than the other two, and you just got to be careful in which crowd that you get in with and the activities you are associated with, because in our next topic, which is going to be talking about cops, they are watching. Moving right into that point, right? So if you're going to get into cars, something that you should also know is that cops are always going to be around, and you need to know how to identify them, what their headlights look like, what their tail lights look like, if you have a radar detector, all those kind of things, because of the fact that cops really don't care to tell the difference between all three of those groups. They see your car, they see a modified car, and that's really all that they see. I know it's really bad out in California. I know it's really bad out in a lot of other places. In Texas, it's a lot more lenient. Nonetheless, you should know what an unmarked cop car looks like, you know, having no livery on it, having those big watch lights on there and the lights in the grill. And they also have, sometimes they have, you know, numerical plates or different kind of they have municipal plates on their cars also. That's the main car you need to watch out for, is unmarked cop cars. Then you'll have marked cop cars where they have all the liveries on them, the lights, everything else like that. You know, you should know that you should never be speeding over a hill. That is the biggest no-no, because you never know what's on the other side. And you should have a radar detector so you can be able to tell whenever you're getting hit with a laser gun or a radar, and you know when to slow down and not to be speeding. Something else you should also learn how to do if you're going to be a car enthusiast is how to work on your own car. I personally think everybody should know how to change their own oil and, you know, tires and other little basic maintenance stuff, because a lot of these little quick Jiffy Lube shops or stuff like that, you know, they're not really going to, you know, do the best job. Remember, you're getting what you pay for. So if you take your car there and, you know, it isn't 100% right the first time, you have to go back, you know, that's a lot of waste of your time, as opposed to you being able to get some jack stands and get underneath your car and change out your oil filter, change out your oil, and make sure it's all done the right way and done the way that you want it. So those are some other things that, you know, you should watch out for: how to change your oil, change your tires, make sure you know how to charge a battery if your battery ever goes dead, you know, check engine lights, knowing how to read those codes, and doing all the other kind of stuff is really important once you're starting to get into cars. And my next point is going to be that zip ties and duct tape is going to be your best friend whenever you're starting to learn how to work on cars. I know not everybody's going to have an immediate, you know, surplus of resources and tools and stuff to fix things, but it's a lot better than you driving down the road with your bumper flaring all over the road, or, you know, some parts hanging off of your car that are supposed to be attached. So zip ties and duct tape are your friends. Don't be super ashamed to use them. If you have to use it as a quick fix, hey man, I've been there, done that. But thankfully for me, it's been on the inside of the car on certain stuff that I don't have a screw to hold down with at that time. My next point is going to be learn how to drive your car. If, you know, you ever catch yourself in a situation where you're spinning out, or if you're ever in a high risk situation where you have to know how to maneuver your car in the right way, learning how to drive your car is a very important, you know, thing, you know, whether you have a manual, automatic, or whatever it is. So learning how to drive your car in situations where it can be a life-threatening situation, you know, you trying to learn how to, you know, drift your car for the first time, all of those situations are very important. Knowing your car, knowing how it will react to certain things, how, if you crank the steering wheel one way, how the back end is going to kick out. If you're going to put your car in a certain gear, how it's going to react, you know, with spinning the tires. If it does that, it has enough power. You know, all those kind of factors are really important, and those are things you should learn how to do while driving your car. So that's pretty much it. That's really all I have for you guys today. I hope that was, you know, a great, insightful, you know, little video I put together for you on things you should know while getting into cars. Those are just some of the things that I've learned over the years, and, you know, those are some things that you should be able to take and, you know, run with and learn more about, so that you can make sure that you're a well-rounded, you know, car driver or car enthusiast, as I should say, so that you're able to, you know, protect yourself and others on the road, and you have a lot more knowledge on how to go about things. So if you guys like this kind of video, please remember to drop a like, comment down below, and subscribe, and share this video. And it really helps out the channel to grow, and for us to, you know, get more people in here, so that we can, you know, continue to educate and share my build experience. So I appreciate y'all, and I'll catch y'all on the next upload.